Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video. Apologies for no video earlier in the week. We are back here on a Friday. Hope everyone enjoyed their week. Robbie Basel here, back at it for another video. It's going to be a good day. I know it's going to be a good day because you guys are hopefully going to hit like and subscribe. Would be greatly appreciated. And make sure to turn on those post notifications. You guys know the deal by now. I've done this for what, 131 episodes? Come on. You guys know what the deal is. Like and subscribe would be greatly appreciated. But it's an option. It's not mandatory, but it would be appreciated. So you're probably wondering, Robbie, where is the NHL season preview? Wasn't that supposed to be the video today? Well, due to a lot going on, the schedule is going to be shifted a little bit for what the deal is for upcoming videos. Let me explain. Today's video is weekend preview, week review, like the usual stuff. NBA preview is on Tuesday, and NHL preview, due to my schedule and who I could be doing it with, is probably next Friday. I keep having y'all wait for it, but due to my schedule and everything going on, next week was the better option. I will do my best to have reasonable graphics and make everything make sense in the video. There is a chance, especially for the NHL one, due to how long the edit would take, that it's one, the filming location could be different, and two, there might not be any edits. But we would see like the division, you'd see like the logos for like where each of us have the teams. I don't know. I still haven't figured it out yet. I've been so busy. I can't really figure that out right now. So also a work in progress. I know the NHL season started off. We'll talk all NHL starting in 2 weeks when everything goes back to normal. But for right now, we got so much to talk about. MLB playoffs have been absolutely outrageous. The international break, which was supposed to be out on Tuesday, it's not gonna. There's gonna be no more international break preview for October due to my schedule. Review of the international break, though, will be happening, and that will likely be the video after the NHL season preview, or that video could be out the video after 2 videos after the NHL season preview. But we have the NFL this weekend. We'll talk all of that and more. But we begin with the MLB playoffs. The MLB playoffs have been awesome. And I will say this. I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. I was more wrong than you could possibly be wrong. Figure it out. And I was very, 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 very wrong about the New York Mets. I got the hoodie on, and I was very wrong about the Mets. What a run they've been on. Going out, had a lot of doubts for them against Philadelphia, but they rose to the occasion. I had doubts about them going against Milwaukee last week. They rose to the occasion. What's been the big theme? Those couple of words I just mentioned. Rising to the occasion. 4 big words. They say 3 every time the Mets are doing well. That's let's go Mets. How about the Mets, baby? That is the big theme of today. Let's go Mets. How are they doing this? How? Why? 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 Like, what? Hello? Are we sure this is real life? Are we sure we're not in some like alternate universe? Like, what the hell is this? Bro, there's like more. There was more, wow. I'm slurring a lot. Wow. That was first. I'm sorry, guys. Uh, the Mets. How? Why? What the hell is this? Well, they just went out and they beat the freaking Philadelphia Phillies in 4 games, including Francisco Lindor hitting a grand slam that we can't show because we get demonetized. But because game's the game, I hate that we can't show that. I might try it. Who the hell knows? But wow, 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 wow. How about the Mets? They advanced to the NLCS to play either the Dodgers or the Padres, which will be playing during this video going live, which kind of sucks because I'm filming this video late because I forgot the Dodgers and Padres was playing at 8 and not like 3. because you forget they're on the West Coast. I've also been busy, like I mentioned. But let's go over the playoffs. The New York Mets win in 4 games over the Philadelphia Phillies, headlined by Francisco Lindor and Pete Alonso. You know, when we were talking about the Milwaukee series, a lot of people had their doubts about Pete Alonso. Well, I don't know if they should have those doubts anymore. He's been killing it, chat. He's been killing it. And the Mets pitching staff has also been killing it, other than the bullpen in whatever the hell it was, 2. I didn't get to watch game 2 most of the series due to my schedule. But yeah, they lost. Oh, yeah, that's right. The extra innings lost when that hanging slider to Castellanos to walk off game 2. The Mets have come back multiple times in the ninth or like late in games. You did that Mark Vientos home run in game 2, which I was in a restaurant and people were screaming. I was like panicking. And then after that, I realized, oh yeah, Mark Vientos home run. Sure. But the Mets did come out victorious in this series and advanced to their first NLCS since 2015. How about them? You know, what? Why? How? Well, everything's clicking at the right time. Edwin Diaz, miraculous. Starting pitching, good. Offense, better than I thought it was going to be. How about the defense? Great. They've done everything they've needed to do in order to thrive in a playoff series. You would not have expected that coming into the playoffs because we didn't know how the Mets were going to handle annoying adversity, if there was going to be any. Well, guess who has a lot of adversity on them now? Philadelphia. All that praise we gave you in the beginning of the playoffs, all the praise you got for being one of the best teams in the National League, and how did it end? Oh, yeah, you got smacked by the Mets. How ironic. You thought the big teams would step up in the big moments, but I guess half of the offense forgot to do so, if you really think about it. The pitching, not great. Aaron Nola, who I had a lot of praise for entering game 3, did not pitch like the Aaron Nola we thought we were going to see. Zach Wheeler was okay. But you can't only expect okay in the playoffs. You need more than okay. You need great. You need excellent. Like what Francisco Lindor is bringing to the Mets. You don't need players going 1 for 11 or like only getting a couple of hits. You need players who can evolve in the clutch like Mark Vientos, who is great in this series. Pete Alonso, solid. And of course, Francisco Lindor, who people will continue to argue to the day they die that he deserves MVP. And guess what? He's swinging my vote now, even though it's a playoffs and the award is a regular season award. So Shohei Ohtani is going to win it anyway, and we'll win it for like probably the next couple of years. But, big but here, you could argue Lindor is going to possibly, if the Mets make it all the way, win like some major awards in the playoffs. He's been excellent with the glove. He's been excellent on the base paths, and he's been excellent with the bat. That's what you really needed from him. The player who needed to step up the most, we didn't know if Francisco Lindor was going to be able to keep up the level that he did in the regular season. Well, guess what, folks? You bet he has. And the New York Mets, headlined by Francisco Lindor, advanced to the NLCS, where they will be playing either the Dodgers or the San Diego Padres, who play in Game 5, as I mentioned, right before this game, right before the recording of this video. The San Diego Padres and the Dodgers have played a very, very entertaining series, depending on who you ask for this. Game 1, 7-5 thriller. Perfect start. Game 2, blowout. Game 3, a great one. 6-5, classic. Perfect game 3. Game 4 was a blowout. So you can only assume that game 5 is going to be something absolutely insane. And that is what I am predicting for this game. With the advantage, of course, that the Los Angeles Dodgers have it at home. I'm predicting the San Diego Padres, who are starting Yu Darvish, who torched the Dodgers in his first start in the playoffs, who on the flip side are throwing Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who sucked in his one playoff appearance so far. So you got to have confidence in somebody. I think the confidence should be going with the Padres. They've had a lot of bats be really, really good. Fernando Tatis Jr. is a perfect example of this. He's been on fire. 3 home runs, 5 RBIs. You have Jackson, you have Merrill and Machado. David Peralta's doing all right in the lineup. The only player that's been really disappointing for me has been Jake Cronenworth hitting 230. But other than that, and of course, Araya is just hitting 167. That will be fun. On the flip side for the Dodgers, they've been an interesting too. The lineup for the Dodgers, their big player who stepped up so far has been Teoscar Hernandez, who they acquired at the deadline from the Mariners. He's been great. I believe wasn't he a deadline acquisition? Chat. I don't know. No, he was a signing in 2024. My mistake here. Kike Hernandez is hitting 333. Gavin Lux is hitting well. Freddie Freeman and Betts and Otani's been okay. But it's really going to come down to the pitching matchups with Yamamoto and Darvish. The last start by Yamamoto, 3 innings, 1 strikeout, and a no decision with a 15 ERA. I don't remember what game that was though. I don't remember, but they're going against Yu Darvish, who's 1-0 in the playoffs with a 1.29 with 3 strikeouts. I'm more confident with the experience of Darvish being able to control this game for longer. That's why I have the San Diego Padres winning Game 5 tonight on the road at Dodger Stadium and advancing to play the New York Mets. Two wild cards possibly battling it out for the chance to win the National League pennant. That'd be exciting, would it not be? But we can't focus on just the National League pennant. The American League has also been pretty chaotic, and it's been headlined by... Oh, wait, I'm getting a text from somebody. The Royals? No. No. It's saying the Royals lost to the Yankees. They didn't blow it? Good for them. And no, that's how I am going to put this. Good for them. I had my doubts about New York, and I talked about that on Tuesday in the Ball Knowers video that you can see in the link below. But me, Cam, and Luke all expressed some concern for the Yankees. Cam displaying more than others, including him losing $50 in this clip right here. Yeah, that happened, and it was pretty funny, to be fair. The New York Yankees won in 4 games rather predictably over the Kansas City Royals. They had like 1 slip up in game whatever it was. But other than that, they did their job. They took care of business when they needed to. They really limited players like Bobby Witt. The big question for me is going to be Judge, because he's been hitting like, I'll tell you like this, he's hitting pretty bad. He's not doing very good. That's putting it lightly here, chat. Let's look at the numbers on Aaron Judge in the playoffs. Can we find this, please? No. Aaron Judge in the playoffs is hitting 154 with an OPS of 620. Yeah, that's not good. For a guy who's going to win American League MVP, you'd have expected a lot more here. But he helped get you here, so you can't really hate this man. But you'd expect something a lot more. And I think myself, along with a lot of people who watch the Yankees, I'm not a Yankees fan. I obviously represent the blue and orange. Yet I don't represent the other blue and orange team, the Knicks, whatever. Regardless, the Yankees with Judge, he's been underachieving, but there's been players who have been stepping up. And one of them, oddly enough, was Giancarlo Stanton. Hell, what? And the Yankees, oh, by the way, won both road games to clinch. That's ridiculous. Garrett Cole's surviving. You look at the summary, Glaber Torres was good. Giancarlo Stanton was good. Juan Soto had an RBI in game five, but a game four, wow. But it's not enough. It is enough, excuse me, as the Royals fall 3-1 to the Yankees and lose the series 3-1. First of all, before I go more on the Yankees, quick note on the Royals. Well done. They drew more problems they caused more chaos for the Yankees than anyone could have expected. You would have thought going into the series that this was going to be a blowout. 3 straight blowouts, move on. Not really. The difference was that the Royals pitching was really exceptional. The issue is the bats went to another continent. If you look at the pitching numbers, at Kauffman Stadium, they allowed 3 runs total. The pitching. They lost both games because the offense was like I said, another. Actually, my correction. I was looking at the Yankee side of it. So game 1, they allowed 6 runs. That's not very good. Wow, I've really about to bash on the Royals pitching. Game 2, they allowed 2. Game 3, they allowed 3. And game 4, they allowed 3. So reasonable numbers. Reasonable. Very, very reasonable numbers. Where did the offense go? Well, I think you could ask Bobby Witt Jr. that question because he was. Now, word this very lightly here, so I don't know if I had anyone from Kansas City here. He was not good. He was really, really, really bad. Bobby Witt. Now, granted, before I overreact to this, it's his first playoff run. So it shouldn't be all bad, right? It shouldn't be all slander for me. Well, the Magic had to run out eventually, and Bobby Witt couldn't hit anything. Players who I thought stepped up in the playoffs really well. MJ Melendez, who really didn't hit in the regular season, hit well in the postseason. He had a home run. By the way, Bobby Witt hit 192 in the playoffs. The offense as a whole hit 2 combined home runs, which is terrible. And if you look at these StatCast numbers, let me put the team, the Royals. Let's look at the Royals numbers because I love looking at this stuff from Baseball Savant. Like they didn't really cause a lot of offense. They didn't really have any offense. Now, I'll put it short like this. Their offense is why they lost this. Their pitching kept them in it. The offense was just not there. That's been a big theme for some of these playoff teams. In the end, Yankees get the job done. They advance to play either Cleveland or Detroit, which no one wants to win. Oh my God, this series. This series has been exactly like how I thought it was going to be. Oh, let's go into this. Last night, the Guardians won game 4 against the Tigers 5-4. In a very close battle once again to advance to a game 5 at 1:08 tomorrow. You forget there's a lot of good college football tomorrow. But the scores, we had 3 shutouts and a 5-4. What the fuck? Questions to be had. Cleveland. The fact that there was a stretch of 2 consecutive games that they got shut out by the Tigers. Really? And now you have to go up against Tarik Skubal with you guys using Matthew Boyd. This series might be as well wraps. If the Tigers can hit anything, this series is over. You have to have enough trust in Tarik Skubal to win this. He is arguably the best pitcher in the American League. And you're going to put him in a situation where he can really prove himself? There's a very good chance that the Tigers win this game 1-0. I wouldn't even discount that score. Like that score is not out of the question. What's out of the question is that the Guardians do have a worse pitcher on the mound, But if they can hit Tariq Skubal at all, then they're going to keep themselves in this. It's been 3 shutouts and 1 close game. Well, the 2 shutouts were close, but the question is going to be, can Cleveland hit Skubal? Because the Tigers, I think, will get a run or a couple of runs. The question will be if Cleveland can hit Skubal. If they can't, it's over. And that's a very weird way to put this. Tariq Skubal and Matthew Boyd will pitch for Game 5 in a very weird series tomorrow. That series sucks. I've not enjoyed that series between the Guardians and the Tigers at all. That series has been terrible. Next, oh yeah, which we could like thank you next here, but I get demonetized again. What's next on the agenda? Oh yeah, we have to talk soccer because some of these results have been totally stupid. We're not gonna go over all of this because that would take too long. I'm just gonna walk you through some of the results that I thought were pretty stupid. I just learned of another one. So this is gonna be ridiculous. We'll start from yesterday. We're going to Africa because I love it, this continent. Botswana, who I really counted out in the video I originally filmed. We're in AFCON qualifiers, by the way. Botswana played Cape Verde, and Cape Verde are pretty good. They're the islands in the western part of Africa. Those like tiny bits they're called like Cabo Verde Islands, but they're really called Cape Verde. It's really weird. They lost on the road to Botswana. That's the level we're going to be seeing today. Other weird results, we have Zimbabwe grabbing a win. Ghana drew again. They drew Sudan this time, which isn't terrible, but like not good because it's Ghana. Like they're supposed to win that game. Algeria beat Togo. Equatorial Guinea finally won a match. The Chad national team, the Giga Chads, they drew Zambia, which keeps Chad in the race for the spot. What? Chad is in 3rd in a group. If they somehow beat Zambia next week, then Chad is in a position to qualify for the AFCON. What the hell? What is this? What am I looking at? Oh yeah, more weird results. Other notable winners, South Africa and Senegal taking care of business. Benin beating Rwanda 3-0, which puts Benin in a very good spot to qualify for the AFCON. They need 1 point. If they win it against Rwanda again, then Benin is going to make it. Sorry about that. There's some sirens outside. Nigeria beat Libya, but we knew that was going to happen. I'm still shocked about that freaking Botswana result. Nigeria won, Uganda won. Mali actually won a match, which fair enough. Gabon drew Lesotho. So Lesotho has a chance. Ivory Coast beats Sierra Leone. And then this is where it crossed the line. Comoros are back. You know, I love this Comoros national team. I've given them a lot of praise. If you remember back in like June, we were praising the hell out of Comoros. This is why I love this team. They played Tunisia. Now, Tunisia like beat France in a World Cup semi recently. They have a lot of talented players. They lost to Comoros at home. And like they dominated possession. They were swaggering all over the field. But they couldn't stop Comoros. And in the end, Comoros wins. Why? Wait, can we go one window without something weird happening? Comoros, because the Gambia, who did exactly what they were supposed to do and draw Madagascar, are in significant trouble because Comoros won again. It's their first win in this, yes, but they've found ways to beat some of the biggest teams in the world. Why? Like, this is like absurd at this rate. What the hell is this? They drew the Gambia, which isn't bad. The Gambia are actually pretty okay. They drew Madagascar, and then they just beat Tunisia. Sure. If you go back to World Cup qualifiers, they lost to Madagascar semi recently, back in June. But guess what they did in the window before? Back in freaking November of last year, which is when the praise for them started, was when they beat Ghana 1-0. They beat the Central African Republic. They beat Ghana. They freaking beat Chad, which everyone's supposed to beat Chad. But then they lost to Madagascar, which is actually very significant, by the way, which we'll talk about. We don't talk about that for a while. And then now they found a way to just beat Tunisia. Sure, screw it. Comoros are second in Group A now, because they were able to freaking beat Tunisia. But yeah, all that's going down. Asia is putting on a clinic. They are putting on a clinic. Let's go quickly through some of these results from yesterday. Australia beat China, but we knew that was going to happen. South Korea actually looked competent. Iran and Uzbekistan played exactly how I thought it was going to, because I said a 1-1 and it was a 0-0, so close enough. Qatar actually won a game. They beat Kyrgyzstan. Oman beat Kuwait. Bahrain and Indonesia played exactly how I thought they were going to from the video I did. I said it was going to be a 2-2, and it was a 2-2. Iraq beat Palestine, only 1-0 though, so shout out to the Palestinian national team. Japan beat Saudi Arabia in the biggest game of the window. And then we had the UAE draw North Korea. Weird. The biggest result, honestly, was Uzbekistan proving their legitimacy in Group A, drawing Iran, keeping the Uzbeks in front. The Qataris jumped to fourth, which they are now in a spot where they actually can like do things. North Korea have not lost, but they've lost once, but they haven't won, and they've drawn twice. Somehow, I was not expecting this. And we get the battle of the bottom of this group with Kyrgyzstan hosting North Korea on Tuesday. So it's all going down, and I'm very intrigued for this. Next window games to watch out for: South Korea and Iraq square off in next Tuesday morning. Iran, Qatar is pretty big. That's pretty much it. Oh wait, yeah, that's pretty much it. Not a lot of big matches. Oh, and Japan, Australia. Almost forgot about Japan against Australia in Japan, by the way. The Japanese looking to continue their dominant run and pretty much qualify out of Group C. They're the only team that has not dropped points yet. In the entire qualifying window, or the entire phase, or whatever you want to call it, round, who knows what they call it. CONMEBOL. We'll go to CONMEBOL because there was two absurd results yesterday. And that's going to start with our friends in Bolivia, who I thought had no chance against Colombia. They beat Colombia. I did not stutter, and that was not a mistake. 10 men for Bolivia beat the Colombian national team to give Colombia their first loss of the competition. Sure, why the hell not? Argentina played on a very waterlogged pitch and drew Venezuela, which you can complain all you want. You drew Venezuela, sure. Ecuador played another boring match, but Paraguay, how about the Paraguayans? They are amazing at this. They've played 9 matches and have scored 2 goals and are 1 point off of the playoff. They've scored 2 goals in 9 matches, 1 point from the playoff. Know why? They've only conceded 3. They played another 0-0. I'm getting tired of this. I'm dead serious. This is getting annoying now. Why? Like, why? Not more 0-0s. At least Brazil can win a game. They have like no healthy players, it feels like at this point. But they went out and beat Chile 2-1. So very good result for the Brazilians, who in the latest standings jumped to fourth because Uruguay haven't played yet. Uruguay plays Peru in a match that Uruguay should absolutely win. Um, Matches to watch out for in the next window. There's not a lot. Argentina, Bolivia, I guess. Uruguay and Ecuador was my main one, though, that I picked in the last video. Bo Bolivia. 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 Okay, yeah, I'm not doing that ever again. The altitude apparently is like miraculous. And yeah, they played a very high elevation. And if you look at the statistics, it's like the highest. I don't even remember what the stat is. Isn't it like one of the most elevated pitches in the world? Who the hell knows? But Continent Bowl is nuts. One other note from Nations League play, because that's what else is going on. Bukayo Saka got hurt for England, which pisses me off because it's an Arsenal player. Not much else going on, other than if I'm missing something. Because UEFA Nations League, I don't really care about. CONCACAF Nations League, though. What are some matches that have happened that are ridiculous? Well, Jamaica actually won a match. They went out and beat Nicaragua, which basically took the Nicaraguans out of it, or you would think, because Honduras now has to win one match in Honduras, uh, haven't they not played yet? I don't know what is going on. Oh, Honduras beat French Guiana. I forgot about this game because French Guiana made this really close. They screwed me up with the way I'm screen I'm looking at this. But yeah, French Guiana lost to Honduras. Shout out to Montserrat for winning a match in the bottom Nations League. But other matches that were big, El Salvador winning in League B, but no one cares. That's really all that's happened in CONCACAF Nations League so far, and we don't care about UEFA Nations League. Oceania. Who would not love a good video without talking about Oceania? And we will start with our friends in the Solomon Islands, who I praised the hell out of in the video that didn't go live. And thank God it didn't, because the Fijians beat the Solomon Islands 1-0. New Caledonia beat Papua New Guinea. And that was in Group A because they only play one match this window. Group B, New Zealand did their thing. They won 3-0. Vanuatu plays Samoa tonight. I don't know how the timing works there. It's 11 hours ahead, so it's like at like 2 in the morning or something. I don't know how this works. 3 a.m. Sure. At the VFF Freshwater Stadium in Vanuatu. That's awesome. I would love to watch that one day, but not tonight because I have a lot of work in the morning. But New Zealand beat Tahiti, and that's all that really matters. To the NFL for the weekend. And we'll start with last night. A big day for the San Francisco 49ers, who come off with a victory against the Seattle Seahawks to get to a very surprising 3-3. Not gonna lie, chat, that's not where I thought this San Francisco 49ers team is going to be after 6 games. But in the end, here we are. Big day for Brock Purdy. Big question mark for Jordan Mason. Excuse me. After he went down with an injury, he was replaced by Isaac Guerendo, who I don't even know who that is. But he had 10 rushes for 99 yards, so he was still doing things. Debo was their leading receiver. Brock Purdy was great. On the flip side, Geno had too many turnovers. Kenneth Walker didn't do a lot. Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith, and Jigba and DK Metcalf weren't impactful enough. And in the end, San Francisco wins. What are your games to watch out for on the weekend? Just so we can wrap up this video. What to watch out for? 1 o'clock games. The Sunday games, early session. We'll just run through them all real quick. Jacksonville are playing the Bears in London. Bucks Saints, Washington, Baltimore, Arizona, Green Bay, Indianapolis, Tennessee, New England, Houston, Cleveland, and Philly on Sunday afternoon, later Sunday. We have the Chargers, Broncos, Steelers, Raiders, Falcons, Panthers, Lions, Cowboys. Sunday Night Football, it's the Giants and the Bengals. And Monday Night Football, it's the Bills and the Jets. What am I watching out for? What games am I watching? What two games am I watching for early? What am I watching out for in the later session? And let's preview Monday Night Football. Let's go through it all. Afternoon games to watch out for. I am loving Washington. Washington against Baltimore. Jaden Daniels and this offense have looked immaculate, let's say. And Jaden, this offense, who we thought was really going to struggle with the new quarterback of Jaden Daniels, are 4-1. Washington, 4-1. Washington. Doesn't make sense? Absolutely not. Here we are, chat. The Ravens, who have a point to prove after they couldn't defend Joe Burrow, they try to go up against one of the new age of quarterbacks, and Jaden Daniels, who can run, he can throw, he can do a lot of good things. They have to stop Brian Robinson, who's been sensational, a receiving core that hasn't been as bad as we thought was going to be. Maybe they trade for a receiver. Who knows? But that game is going to be back and forth. I like Baltimore winning the game, but I think it's going to be close and it's going to be entertaining. Other 1 o'clock game to watch out for. Not a lot to choose from. But, tough ask. I am going to go, You know what? I'll say this. I'm intrigued for Drake May's debut as a starting quarterback. That's what I'm going to go with. I was going to go with Cleveland against Philadelphia, but Deshaun Watson's been terrible. So I'm going to go with the intriguing debut as a starting quarterback for Drake May going against a really good Texans defense. How will he be able to handle the adversity, and will he be able to handle the pressure that'll be coming right in front of him based on that new Houston defensive line? I think he's going to do okay. Nothing crazy, nothing outrageous, just okay. I think Houston wins the game, but I think it could be very entertaining. I don't know what to expect from Drake May. I think he's going to throw for under 200 passing yards, but I think he'll do a little bit better than Jacoby Brissett. Yeah, I'll say that. I think Houston win by like 14, but I still think the game will be competitive. 4 o'clock games. I love this one. There's only one answer for this. It's Dallas and Detroit. That's the 4:25 game to watch out for. The Dallas Cowboys coming off beating the New York Giants and the Detroit Lions, who I believe are coming off a bye week, right? Oh, no, they beat. Was that last week? They played Seattle? That feels like an eternity ago. No, they had a bye last week. Because their last game was on the 30th against. Wow, I can't read. The Lions played on the 30th. They get a long rest. I think they beat Dallas Cowboys. This team that's been really struggling. And if the cards were flipped another way, the New York Giants would have beaten the Dallas Cowboys. So I think the Dallas Cowboys fall to the Detroit Lions. Like a big day for Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs. Actually, no, Jahmyr Gibbs is hurt, isn't he? Isn't Jahmyr Gibbs hurt? Am I stupid? I might be. Who knows? Gibbs. Isn't Gibbs hurt? No, he's not. Cool. He's healthy. At least one touchdown for Jahmyr Gibbs and at least one touchdown for Amon-Ra. 35-17 is my projected score. I think Dallas gets walked on by the Detroit Lions. The battle of two teams that we will be seeing on Thanksgiving. Sunday Night Football, Giants and the Bengals. I think this game will be kind of close because it's being played at MetLife, but not close because actually this game's not at MetLife, isn't it? What am I saying, dude? I might be on some. I'm not on anything right now, chat. But trust me, you would know. Where is this game? No, it is at MetLife. I am losing it. I like the Bengals in this game. I don't know if the Giants will be able to go up against the high passing attack of the Bengals. I think they'll be able to stop the run. Yeah. But do they have good enough secondary to mark players like T. Higgins and Jamar Chase? Don't see it in them. I have the Bengals by 10 over the Giants. The Jets and the Bills. Robert Saleh is out. He is replaced by Jeff Ulbrich, who has a new offensive play caller in Todd Downing, which I have a lot of potential in. I'm questioning why he wasn't the offensive coordinator because he was doing great in Tennessee. He comes over to the Jets. Why wasn't he given offensive coordinator over Nathaniel Hackett? I have no idea. But here he is, and this is his first true test, a test for the New York Jets, and what some could consider a must-win game for the top of the disappointing AFC East. I have the Jets winning this game by only 3 points. I think it will be a back and forth affair. Both defenses showing out, but in the end, I like the Jets offense more versus the Bills defense and compared to the vice versa option. Buffalo's offense has been really inconsistent, and the Jets can kind of stop the run. So I think the Jets will win this game 20-17. Another Monday night thriller. Just have to wait and see for that. That'll be the end of today's episode of the Robbie Basel Show. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel. For now, I'm Robbie Basel saying so long. I'll see you guys next time. NBA season preview is next. Goodbye, everyone.